Hi guys, this is Weir. What I'm covering is about how you prepare a fight team for competition. What I keep coming across, and is very important, I do bring it up with them a lot, is about their timekeeping and what's the benefits of this. So guys, timekeeping, it sounds like I'm being just a grouch, being like a parent, turn up on time, or like a boss, but I am coaching. And what people's got to try and realise is with timekeeping, imagine that you turn up 15 minutes late, and if you do, you find guys come in, or even as you call it, they turn up on time. If the session's going to start at 6:30, they turn up literally 5 minutes before. Now what you got to consider, you walk in, you put down your kit, you go into changing rooms, you're changing into your shorts, your training gear, you get to make sure everything's ready. By the time you come out, you've already lost 5 to 10 minutes. By the time you sort yourself out, you get into line, you see who's available, because everybody else has started training. You've missed probably part of the warm-up. So sometimes if they're moving on too fast and they're moving on to stuff which is agility type stuff, and you might get injury, then you have to warm up further before you join a class. And what happens, you'll find that 15 minutes in, where you should have been ready, you should have joined in with a class, you have to find a partner, which puts people out, and then what happens, you're not fully warmed. The first 15 minutes, yes, you warm up, you loosen off and everything else, but then what it takes a few minutes to loosen off, and that's normally with a few thrown around, kicking drills, punching drills, grappling drills, just to make sure the knots are out, and minimize the chance of injuries. What you find is like, imagine 15 minutes, and you've got 6 sessions. It could be less, but imagine 6 sessions. Over a period of 6 sessions, 15 minutes, that's an hour and a half of quality training. And you've got to remember, you don't really do an hour and a half session, because besides warming up, you actually warm and stretch down. You normally finish in enough time to change, and also if you've got another class afterwards for someone else to join, the next class will start. So hour and a half is what you call a valuable hour and a half, a compact hour and a half. So every time we do that, you're missing out on your ability, agility, your fitness, your cardio, everything. So 15 minutes adds up. Also, when you start warming up, remember, first of all, you're warming up externally. You might feel relatively warm, you might start to sweat, but internally it takes a bit longer for all the joints and everything else inside to warm up properly inside you. So it's like, what you might find, although you might feel warm, it's not the time to be chucked around, slammed, twist, pulled. That's definitely going to cause an injury. So again, if you cause injury, it reduces the chance of you training properly on the next session or further down the line. When you're minimizing your ability to warm up, you're minimizing your agility, your ability to move freely. As you're warming up your joints until it's fully warmed, you're not really at your maximum ability, movement wise, slipping wise. Also when you warm up, your coordination, your timing, everything starts to excel. So you're not even performing properly. So warming up is also important for that aspect as well. So take it this way, if you haven't really warmed up, loosened off, your speed is not at its maximum, your agility, your movement, your strength even, because you're working against yourself until you're fully warmed. And then what happens then, you're not really performing at your best. That means any technique, okay, is not really at its best. That means you can't really tell how you're actually functioning. And then if you're not performing very well, and you've got someone really good in front of you, there's more chance of you getting injured and also mentally demoralized. You'll find out your performance is not very well, and you start to disbelieve your ability, or even if you're preparing for a fight, that you've got a chance to win. This is your coordination. You don't fatigue so well, because obviously you're fully warmed, everything's moving freely, so you don't fatigue as much. And all in all, that means you're going to have more power, more explosiveness. And that gives you a chance to be able to try a few more things. You might put a move because you can get away with it. If you're a bit slow, a bit clumsy, you try and move, it doesn't work, you're going to throw it, put it in a back burner. You're not going to work on it, you're not going to use it. You doubt the technique. So you only can perform certain techniques when you're fully warmed up. And the most important one after this, besides physically, is mentally. Now when you're mentally warmed up, which takes time, you're more alert, you see things better. When your mind's awake, you understanding of techniques, your understanding of what you're trying to practice, and from understanding, if you're being coached, it means that you can develop it. You might show a technique and you might be able to advance it. You might work a certain way, but you may have to put your own little spin-off to it and make it work even better. So besides this, everything is about your concentration. Once your mind is warmed up, everything works on top of that as well. On this note about timekeeping, timekeeping is not timekeeping. Timekeeping, most important time, is making yourself ready. Making yourself ready mentally as well as physically. So when you go out there and you're hitting some of the guys that's really good, really hard, awkward on the ground, stand up against a cage, takedowns, you've got ability to be more alert. You've got more freedom to move, to escape. And what you're finding, hand in hand, you're validating yourself. You're making yourself know that you can pull certain things. You've got ability to escape. You're used to doing it in the gym. But if you're cold, you're sloppy, you're uncoordinated, and you just mark it off as a bad day, but it's a bad day. You're losing all those time. Imagine, I say, round it up to 15 minutes, all those sessions are adding up. And you never go in there and you're fully warmed up. It probably takes you a good half an hour. Everybody else has been there earlier. They're fully performing on you and you feel like you're not 100%. And you might be better than them. You might get away with it, but you're still not trying things out. You're still not pulling moves that you could pull. Once you justify moves and believe in it and you're pulling it off, yes, then you know you could try it in a fight. So with a fight team, I'm always on their case about timekeeping, turn up on time. But this is very important. The amount of times that we've got guys that turn up really early and they hit the bag for a while, they have a light spar, move around, eye gap. Imagine adding those on. They actually do more sparring, more warming up, more eye gap, more timing, more slipping, more movement. And this is why I believe definitely turn up on time, warm up on time, get yourself physically and mentally ready. So when it's time to go, you go. And this can make a difference, especially when that time comes around when you're competing as a team or individually. So this is Mark Weir, finishing on this episode. Again, how to get a team ready on timekeeping. This is mainly. I'll follow it next week on another issue I might see coming up. But remember, the fountain youth is sweat, work hard, sweat more, and stay young. And please press the icon button if you're interested in being notified on any episodes I'm uploading. Be first to see.